Alright, so disclaimer, I'm really bad at making YouTube videos, so don't judge me too hard, but today I got the idea of making a video on Doordash, which is my only job that I do, and how I make $500 or more every single week. I thought this type of video could help out a lot of different people, whether you're struggling to pay your bills, you're in high school, college, just after college, and you just need some extra money, or whatever. You know, maybe you already have a job and you just want some extra money every single week or month. So this is that video. This is the video of me reviewing Doordash. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to my old self, where I recorded myself doing my last dash, which I literally just got home from doing. Anyways, here we go. All right, so I'm doing Doordash right now. I'm actually on my way to On the Border, where I'm doing an order, and I'll put some screenshots up on the screen of like what the interface of Doordash actually looks like, because it's pretty cool. It's actually like very easy to work around. But I am pulling up to On the Border as we speak. So here's a little screenshot of what it looks like on my phone right now. And basically, once you get to the restaurant, you slide as delivered. As you see at the very bottom of that screenshot, it'll say, it'll say slide once you arrive. And so you just slide it when you arrive, you go in, you grab the food, and then you go to the customer's house and you drop it off. It's really, really, really easy. So that's basically what doing a Doordash is. I'm gonna go in and grab the food really quick, and then I will get back to you in just a second. I'm gonna put a screen recording of what it looks like on my screen after I've picked up the order. And so as you can see, it's just like a little checklist, and you just check it off, and then you slide once you've picked it up. I'm not gonna do that because after that it shows the address and everything of the customer. But that's basically what a Doordash is. So now I'm going to pass it back to me at my house, and we'll go over all the pros and cons and figure out whether or not Doordash is right for you. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you when I get back home. Alright, so I hope that gave you a brief understanding of what Doordash is and how it works and how you can make money doing it, and really just the simplicity of it. It's a very simple job, very easy. You know, there's not many jobs where you can just listen to music in your car or call your friends or whatever, or just like watch YouTube videos. Like literally you can do whatever you want as long as you're doing the orders and doing them on time. It's super cool. Anyway, so I'm gonna start off with the pros and the cons of Doordash and what doing Doordash for the past 4 months has really been like for me. Okay, so the first pro on my list is the fact that you get to work on your own schedule. This is very appealing to me. I'm sure it would be very appealing to the majority of you guys watching this video, because who wants to be told when to work? You know, me at least, I have a very entrepreneurial mindset. I like things to get done the way that I want to do them. So, you know, I have a very particular way about the way that I do things. And so when it comes to working, being able to choose when I work is a really, really strong benefit for me. I really, really like that. Now, that's not saying that I am lazy about it, because I do work a lot. I do treat it like a full-time job, but it is nice to work when it's convenient for me. So that's definitely my first pro. Another really cool thing is that you can literally just listen to music while you're working. Not many jobs. You can't work very many jobs that allow that. You know, being able to listen to music or talk to the phone is definitely like something that's really cool. Not many jobs let you do that. Okay, so for my cons. Now there's a lot more pros that go into it, and I'm gonna go more in depth as the video goes on, but these are just like the basic pros and cons. So for the cons, if you're at all interested in Doordash, this is definitely something that you should probably take into consideration. Obviously the pros as well, but the cons definitely should be taken into consideration when you're thinking about starting Doordash, because it's really not for everyone. And I'm sure that these cons might kind of like stray you away from Doordash, at least for some of you. For a lot of you, maybe you don't care and it's fine. Con number one, the $25 an hour, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen, and that's probably why you're watching this video, is kind of misleading in a way. You know, there are some days where I can make up to $30 an hour, and there are other days where I can make $12 an hour. So it's not always a consistent $25 an hour. $25 an hour, they're really just referring to the weekends because the weekends are the busiest times. So if you're working on the weekdays, you know, you're not going to be making $25 an hour, I'll tell you that. You might be making around 15, 18, which is still great. But $25 on a weekday is just not going to happen for you, unfortunately. All right, so con number 2. Now, DoorDash is very tailored towards the customer, which, you know, it should be. They're the people who are using their service. But I don't think that they give enough attention to the Dashers or the people who are actually working for DoorDash because, you know, the DoorDash support is very lacking. You know, if you're having trouble with one of your orders, like let's say a customer isn't answering you or, you know, you just had like an issue with the order. For me, you know, I had an instance where a different Dasher picked up one of my orders at a restaurant. And, you know, what was I supposed to do? So I tried contacting the DoorDash support, and I was literally waiting for like 25 minutes for them to just like answer me. There's no phone number or anything at all for DoorDashers, which I think they need to add that for sure. So if anyone higher up and at DoorDash is seeing this, add a fucking phone number for the DoorDashers, please, because this whole like texting thing, there's like a messaging thing where you can message someone at DoorDash and it's just like a text message, but you have to like wait in line. It's like a queue, and there seems to always be a very long line when I need to fix something. And you know, when you're timed and you have a certain time that you need to meet, this can be very frustrating. Now, granted, this doesn't happen very often. I don't typically need to contact DoorDash support, but when I do, it would be nice to have a phone number to call or, you know, something, or at least just like upgrade the DoorDasher support a little bit so that way it was a little bit quicker, maybe add more people or whatever. I know it's probably not that easy, but it would be a lot easier on the DoorDashers if that were the case. So another con, and this is kind of where you have to read between the lines because DoorDash doesn't really make this clear. As a DoorDasher, you are a personal contractor, and this means that DoorDash does not take taxes out of your income. So if you're working in a place like Washington where there is no income tax, then this doesn't even apply to you. However, for me, I live in Texas, so there is an income tax. So since I am a personal contractor, you have to file your own taxes. And they don't make this clear, they don't tell you this, but they will send you a W-2 in the mail so you can file your tax and pay your taxes. So that's also something to watch out for. I suggest maybe setting aside whatever the income tax rate is where you live. I suggest setting that aside every single time that you withdraw money from your DoorDash account and put it into your bank account, because you don't want to be caught up when it's tax season and you have to pay your taxes and you don't have enough money to pay them. All right, so that is my list of my pros and cons. Obviously, there are a lot more pros and a lot more cons, but those pros and cons really don't apply to every single person watching this video. So those are just like kind of the main ones, and you can really make your decision as to whether or not you want to do DoorDash based on those pros and cons. You are going to experience some more pros and some more cons along the way. However, they don't really affect, you know, whether or not you want to do your job. It really just varies person to person. So you can make that decision once you start. I recommend just like doing it for like a week and seeing if you like it, see if you make enough money to either support yourself as a full-time job or whether or not you just want to do it part-time. Literally up to you. Anyway, so now I want to get into when you should work, because the times that you work are going to dictate how much money you really make. As you know, or maybe you don't know, DoorDash is available to the consumer 24 hours a day. So you could literally, as a DoorDasher, work a 24-hour shift. Now, that does not mean that you're going to be making money throughout that whole shift, because there are times when people are not going to be ordering. If you think about it, who's going to be ordering food at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m.? You know, you might get some orders, but typically you're not going to be getting orders at around that time. So the way that I do it, I formulate when I work based on those peak hours. So peak hours are 11 to 2 and then 5 to 9. So you get that whole lunch shift and you get the whole dinner shift. However, you're not going to be making as much, like I said, working on the weekdays than you are working on the weekends. So now that we've spoken about peak hours, I want to talk about the pay. I want to go more into depth about the pay because that's the reason why the majority of you are really clicking on this video. If not all of you are probably watching this video because you're interested on how much I get paid. So on average, I get somewhere in between $5 and $11 per order, and then a tip on top of that if the customer decides to tip. Sometimes they don't tip. Actually, the majority of the time they don't tip. However, there are some cases where you will get tips and make more than that. I've made $50 on an order before that I was supposed to only make $15 on. And that was like my best tip that I ever got, because I was supposed to make $15. It was a really, really, really big order, so it was like bigger than average. And so I was supposed to only make 15 on it, and then they ended up tipping me $35, which was really, really cool. But on average, I will make somewhere around $5 to $11 per order. Now here's where you draw the line between a weekend and a weekday. On weekends, I typically do about 4 orders every single hour that I work. So if you make $8 for every order, and you do that 4 times every single hour, that's 32 hours. And I've done that before. Believe it or not, that is very possible when working as a DoorDasher to make upwards of $25 an hour. And I'm sure that sounds very appealing. But then you go into the weekdays, and when you're doing maybe 2 orders an hour at around in between $5 and $11, typically on a weekday it's around 5 to 6. That's only like 12, sometimes $15, $18 an hour, somewhere in there is around what I make per hour on a weekday. With that being said, you will never make less than $10 an hour. So either way, it's better than minimum wage, so you can't really complain. All right, so that is my explanation on what DoorDash is. I hope it helped you make your decision on whether or not you want to be a Dasher. I'm going to put my referral code somewhere on the screen, so if you want to sign up using my referral code, go ahead. It helps me out, it helps you out as well. If not, no biggie. Be sure to leave a like on this video if you did like it, and subscribe to me because I'm going to be making videos, and I have no subscribers. This is my very first video that I've ever made on this channel. So yeah, do that, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Peace.